Cannavaro and Materazzi. The 2006 World Cup final begins as a hostile grind in Berlin, where Italy and France play 90 minutes locked at 1-1 after Marco Materazzi, then a 32-year-old centre-back with just over 30 caps, scores a critical equalizer in the 19th minute. Fabio Cannavaro, serving as Italy's captain and defensive anchor, completes all 23 of his aerial duels across the tournament and lifts the trophy after a 5-3 penalty shootout that cements his Ballon d'Or case. Because the two defenders are photographed arguing during several earlier training camps, rumors of tension follow them throughout the summer, a narrative the Italian press eagerly amplifies for weeks. Yet by 2008, the pair appear together at a national team reunion with no sign of hostility, demonstrating how shared pressure often dissolves manufactured rivalries. Their post-World Cup trajectories only strengthen the bond as both players win consecutive Serie A titles in the 3 seasons that follow, recording over 50 combined league starts in 2007-08 alone. When they exchange signed shirts during a high-profile charity match in Milan, reporters note that they joke about battle scars, a phrase Materazzi uses to describe their parallel careers marked by conflict, trophies, and scrutiny. This unexpected camaraderie reshapes public perception of their relationship, turning a supposed feud into a reminder of how high-stakes competition often breeds mutual respect. That shift sets the stage for the next surprising transformation from rivalry to kinship. 2. Keane Vieira. The rivalry between Manchester United and Arsenal reaches its highest intensity between 1997 and 2005, a period in which Roy Keane and Patrick Vieira record a combined 22 yellow cards across their league meetings and shape the tactical identity of every derby. Their most infamous confrontation occurs in February 2005, when microphones capture Keane shouting, "I'll see you out there," in the Highbury Tunnel after accusing Vieira of intimidating Gary Neville. Because both midfielders operate as captains who average more than 3 tackles per match during this era, every clash becomes a symbolic contest for control of English football, even if both later admit the tension sometimes felt exaggerated by the moment. The animosity defines an entire generation of Premier League storytelling and appears destined to follow them permanently. However, the narrative shifts dramatically in 2013 when Sky Sports films a joint reunion interview that reveals unexpected warmth as the two dissect their shared history with surprising candor. Their post-retirement roles as pundits place them side by side for extended studio segments, and the pair repeatedly joke about being old enemies, a phrase that now functions more as a badge of mutual respect than hostility. Because their on-field battles helped elevate the Premier League's global reach, fans respond positively to this public reconciliation, treating it as a final chapter to a rivalry built on competitive necessity rather than personal resentment. This unexpected transformation sets up the next friendship forged from similarly intense conflict. 3. Piqué Ramos. Gerard Piqué and Sergio Ramos spend more than a decade facing each other in El Clasico, recording 36 head-to-head meetings and accumulating a combined 51 yellow cards in the fixture as they anchor 2 opposing defensive systems. Their clashes become defining symbols of Barcelona-Real Madrid hostility because both players serve as vocal leaders who regularly exceed 2,500 league minutes per season and shape the tactical rhythm of every derby. Yet their relationship shifts dramatically within the Spanish national team, where they train together more than 45 times across the 2010 World Cup and Euro 2012 cycles, a workload that forces cooperation despite club-level tensions. As Spain win back-to-back major tournaments, their partnership evolves from necessity to reliability. This cohesion becomes visible in 2018 when vacation photos leak showing the two traveling with mutual friends shortly after a particularly heated domestic season. Because their careers demonstrate how players can separate institutional rivalry from personal connection, fans begin reframing the duo as competitors on the pitch but brothers off it. Their friendship also underscores how sustained national team success often softens even the sharpest club divides, creating bonds that survive long after the final whistle. That pattern of conflict turning into camaraderie leads naturally into the next unexpected transformation. 4. Ramos, Salah. The 2018 Champions League final in Kiev becomes one of the most scrutinized matches of the decade when Sergio Ramos and Mohamed Salah collide in the 26th minute, causing a shoulder injury that forces Liverpool's top scorer, who enters the match with 44 goals that season, to leave the field. Real Madrid eventually win 3-1, and medical reports confirm that Salah misses 27 days of action before returning earlier than projected for Egypt's World Cup opener. Because the incident sparks global debate about defensive technique and intent, Ramos faces intense criticism that he publicly addresses by citing similar grappling moments recorded throughout the season, a response that fuels rather than settles the argument. The controversy cements the perception of a permanent rift between the two players. However, the narrative shifts in September 2019 when cameras capture the pair exchanging an unexpectedly cordial handshake at a European awards ceremony, signaling a softer dynamic than the public anticipated. Reports later reveal that Ramos sends private messages during Salah's recovery, acknowledging the severity of the injury and offering support as he prepares for Russia 2018. Meanwhile, Salah's decision to downplay the feud in interviews gradually reduces hostility, although fans continue debating the sincerity of the truce for years because the original moment remains so iconic. This complex interplay between conflict, injury, and reconciliation leads smoothly into the final friendship born from another unlikely set of circumstances. 5. Ronaldo, Rooney. During the 2006 World Cup quarter-final between England and Portugal, Wayne Rooney receives a red card in the 62nd minute after stepping on Ricardo Carvalho, and cameras immediately capture Cristiano Ronaldo, his Manchester United teammate, winking toward the Portuguese bench. The moment triggers global backlash because viewers interpret the gesture as evidence that Ronaldo pressures the referee, even though match reports later show the official site's violent conduct rather than external influence. Rooney, who averages more than 0.4 goals per match for England at the time, becomes the face of the team's exit, a burden that magnifies the perceived betrayal between club teammates. Public opinion predicts their relationship at United will collapse the following season. Instead, the opposite occurs because both players enter the 2006-07 campaign determined to redirect the controversy into performance, combining for 46 goals across all competitions as Manchester United win the Premier League by a 6-point margin. Sir Alex Ferguson repeatedly emphasizes their compatibility in training, noting that their off-ball movement produces some of the league's highest expected goal sequences, and Rooney later admits there was no issue once they returned to Carrington. Their eventual reunion in Rooney's 2016 testimonial at Old Trafford confirms the depth of their bond, with both exchanging warm gestures that contradict the narrative forged a decade earlier. This final reconciliation completes the pattern of rivals transforming into allies that shapes every friendship in this story.